Hey guys, this is Rosa Kelly. So today we're going to be decorating a blank book together. So let's get to it. So hi guys, I hope that you are all doing well. Today I'm excited to be decorating one of my blank books. I always do blank book tutorials. I have many listed on my channel at this point, but I never actually have, the time to record a process of me decorating one of my blank books. So today that is what we are going to be doing. I don't recall the exact tutorial for this one, but I will put it down below. I also do have other baby book album tutorials that I will also list below. I believe this might have been a tutorial for members only. I don't remember, but again, I'm just grabbing one of my blank books, and I like this one because it is an 8x8 book and it has 6 signature pages, which is usually what I go to for when I'm making a month-to-month baby book. I am going to be using my Sweet Dreams digital collection. So we have a Sweet Dreams baby girl and a Sweet Dreams baby boy. So these two are available on my website. I will link them below. And these designs do come with a page of month-to-month bubbles. So it's all complete for you to decorate your book. So I believe I've done a walkthrough of these collections before, so I actually have to make 2 books, a boy and a girl. But I'm gonna be starting with the baby boy this time, and I'll be decorating another one using the baby girl. But of course you can follow the same idea and decorate the baby girl as well. And you can use any book. This is just kind of like a craft with me. Let's decorate the book together, and you can be working on any other project. Let's just kind of craft together and keep each other in company. So I'm going to be starting by selecting. I always like to select the main pages for what is going to be showing on the actual pages. And actually, let me take that back, because first I always like to select what I want to use for the cover. Now this is a little bit different because since I'm using a digital collection, I don't worry so much about saving paper, especially for the cover, because you can always reprint as many as you need and repeat your favorite designs over and over again. That's the beauty of the digital paper. So this page here is one of my favorites. So this is gonna go on the inside cover as a beautiful decoration. And when I design my collections, I always have kind of like a matching sets, like the backgrounds will match a little bit, so you can combine your pages like that, but they all kind of go together anyway, right? So we have the same blue sky background for this one, and then we have this other beautiful, this one I'm gonna save more kind of like towards the end because I did some cute little birthday pages. Look how cute is that. So you can definitely use the collection and just do it for a first birthday. Just use it for that. So I have some of those, and again the similar idea for the baby girl designs. Maybe I'll do a quick walkthrough of the baby girl because I think it's been a while since I even looked at these papers. I've been meaning to make this project for some time now. So here we have again the dots, the blue dot background. I don't know if you see the dot, but the cute little bunny, the cute little animals, always happy. And then here's more of the baby pages with the sweet bear sleeping on the clouds, and more of the party. And then I always like to do these complementary backgrounds. So these background pages go with basically any of the pages on the collections. You can mix and match. You can use this page as your main and this as your background. So normally I will use one of the main pages and then print multiple of the complementary background pages to finish decorating the inside pages of the book. So we have a lot of those designs here, and then we have the month-to-month. So let's do just a quick walkthrough of the Baby girl, this one of course has more of the pink tones and just adorable little images. Look at this sweet little bear with the bicycle. And so same idea with the hot air balloons. We have the same background complementaries. We have the page for the birthday. And then this sweet page with all the teddy bear friends. Super cute. This is again one of my favorite pages. And if you have, let's say you are one of the lucky ones that have a set of boy and girl twins, these pages, these collections also complement each other. Look how cute this will look for a boy-girl twin book. And then we have more of this sweet elephant here with the crowns and some cupcakes. So just really fun. I think baby books are still my favorite to make. So I do have repeats of this collection. I printed a few. And I will go back and print more of the boy as well, but I think they're all kind of mixed in here. So look at this sweet little bear sleeping again, and then this other one with the dress, just more like little, you know, like her first outing or something like that. And then we have the background pages here as well. So as you can see, I printed these on 8.5 by 11, and this is 65-pound cardstock, but the scale is 1:1. So if you have a 12 by 12 printer, you will be able to print these images on 12 by 12. The definition is pretty high on these collections. And then here is your monthly bubbles that match the whole collection. So oh my gosh, looking at the baby girl, I kind of want to play with this already too, but I need to finish this baby boy book for my nephew. It's been a while, but we need to do it. Okay, so I'm gonna bring my cutter and kind of start adding the paper here. So actually what I'm gonna do first is cut these bubbles. Okay, so I think first I'm going to start by cutting the monthly bubbles, so that way I can see how we're gonna place these as we're adding our design paper on the pages. And I'm going to be using one of my circle dies. So I found a circle die that is exact match. I don't know what this measures. Let me measure for you. So this is about 1 3/4 inches. And let me measure the bubbles here. And you can always change the scale of the page as well to print this bigger or smaller. So these are exactly 1 3/4 as well. So that works out perfect. So I'm just gonna cut this here. Let's see. And you can of course cut this by hand, but we're just gonna use the cutter, or even better, you can scan it on your Cricut, and I think that's probably the best way to do it. I'm just a little bit lazy to do all of that right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here are our bubbles. Now I do want to share with you that the first one that I cut, the 1 3/4 was exactly the size of the circle, but it kind of took away that the outline that I had on the design. So then I moved to a different set of dies, which was just a tiny bit bigger, and it has the little like dots around, and I am able to see a little bit of the white. So maybe I want to say a 2-inch die, and this die here is from, let me get these ones out. I mean, of course, there are so many different circle dies that you could use. So the first one that I used was the C6. Here, the one that was a little bit too small, and the next one up is a little bit too big, so it's kind of like a playing game, right? And then the one that I actually ended up using is from Elizabeth Craft Designs, and this one is called the Stitch Circles, because they do have like the little dots or the lines, and they're also concentric dies. But yeah, so that was the size that best match my bubble. So I really like how that looks. Now I didn't cut it exactly perfectly, like some of them. I kind of got a little bit off center, but you know, that's okay. It's okay, it's not a big deal. This one though, it's a little bit different than the other ones, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and use it. If not, I can always reprint that one sheet. But anyway, so now let's get into cutting the paper. So the first 2 pages of my albums, I always like to keep them for when the baby is newborn, and then I start counting month 1 on basically the second page, and then you go all the way to the last. The inside cover will be your 12th month, right? Because it will be months 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then the inside back cover will be month 12. Now my inside covers on this book are just plain, so I might add another flap to have more room for pictures on the back, but for the front I'm just gonna go ahead and add my design paper. So I'm gonna start by cutting these to 7.5 by 7.5. So I'm gonna try to center the image here. Okay, so 7.5, and I'm just gonna go more like that. 7.5 by 7.5. And so typically, if the size of my page, like on the inside cover, will be 7 3/4 by 7 3/4, you always reduce by 1/4 inch on both sides to get the size of the design paper. And I'm just gonna go ahead and glue this down. So let's add the glue, and we're gonna put this right here. Okay, so this will be like a beautiful intro page. We can put the name of the baby here on like alpha stickers, and that will be or welcome baby and the name. Then for this page, this opens up, and then we have a pocket, and since this is gonna be basically my newborn page or bringing the baby home, I'm gonna use these, which is the nursery page, I guess. And now my page designs are mainly 7.5 by 7.5. This one I think is 7.5 by 7.25. So what I recommend when you are adding paper, depending on the page that you are, if your page is 7.25, then you're gonna cut your paper at 7. So you always reduce by 1/4 inch. Same thing on the top and bottom. You go from 7.5, so this will be 7.25. So hopefully that's easy to understand. Now you can always just pencil mark and the size of your page if you are not into measuring everything. And I don't remember if there was a cutting guide for this book, but if you have a cutting guide for your books, then it's always helpful to know the size of, that will help you see what the size of the actual page was, so you can just reduce by 1/4 inch. Okay, so this is gonna be 7 1/4 here, and then we're gonna do this by 7. So because I don't want to cut the horse or the rocking horse, I'm just gonna cut the nightstand here a little bit, or let's see, maybe, yeah, because if I don't want to have like a headless horse in here, and yeah, I think that's the best way to cut that page. And then this is gonna go here, so we're just gonna add the glue, and that is going right here. Okay, and I'm just gonna decorate the main pages for now. That's usually what I like to do, so I know the exact placement of the designs, and then I go back and do the complementary page with the complementary backgrounds. So this opens and opens. Some of these might need magnets, some might not, so this one I think it's fine. Now we're going into month 1, and babies are always sleeping a lot on the first month, so I think that would be a cute one to use. And I'm gonna go back and measure. I know this is 7 1/2 for each one of the pages, so I'm not gonna measure that, but the height here is 6 1/2, so we're cutting this page at 6 1/4. So I'm gonna try, I won't be able to center, but what we're gonna do instead is let's do 7 1/4 on the sides. Okay, so 7 1/4 here, and then I'm gonna measure 6 1/4 from the top down, and this is gonna go right there. Okay, so let's put this right here. Okay, and then for the bottom part, because I want to show these flowers, I'm just gonna cut these little piece and have these show, so it kind of continues the design. So you can either do it like that to continue the flowers, or if you want to see more of the blue. So that's probably what I'll do here. Yeah, I think I want to see the blue. And then when you open this up, you still have a place here to add, paper, so I'll probably add complementary cardstock here. Now the back page is a little bit shorter on the side, so I do have to cut it. So we're gonna cut these from 7 1/4 down to 7. Okay, and let's just glue these at the bottom. Okay, so that will go here. And then on this flap, on this remaining white, you can, if you don't want to keep printing more pages, you can always use some blue cardstock, and this will mainly be a place for a picture here. And I'm gonna skip on the inside pages for now. Now this page is a little bit different because it opens up and down like that, so I'm gonna be adding 2 little magnets right there. Okay, so let's do 1 and 2. Okay, there we go. So let's get some tape, and we're gonna put 1 magnet right there, and then we're gonna add the tape facing up with the magnet here, and that will go there. And then let's do the same for the top. Okay, so put that right here. Oops. Let's put that here. And then that can go there. Okay, and press down. And now I forgot to put my month 1 bubble. So we can place this like anywhere. You can place it on the corner, or maybe we can even place it here as a little opening tab. That's like this is the first month. But when I add the bubbles, I like to create a little bit of dimension with that. So you can use some foam tape, or you can use some chipboard. So I always like to use my leftover chipboard pieces, mainly because it's not as thick as the foam tape, and I like having that big flat area to add these little bubbles. Okay, and I like to cut the corners obviously so they won't show. So let's go ahead and add glue. Put that right there, and then we're gonna add glue here, and I'm just gonna put my little 1 month on this side. Okay, so let's put that right there. So cute, the little bear. And now for this second page, let's choose a design. So because that is a small space, I'm just gonna go ahead and use one of the background pages here. So this will be month 2. I do want to use a blue one. So let me use this little horsey rocking horse. It's so cute. Let's see. Yes, I think that one matches the background. And let's go ahead and cut these. So again, we want to measure what this is. So this is 3.5 by 3 3/4. So let's cut the white out first. Okay, so we're gonna cut these 2 pieces at 3 1/4, 3 1/4, and this will be by 3 1/2. Okay, so 3 1/4 by 3 1/2, and we're gonna bring back this book. Now usually when I'm decorating a book, I have a table for gluing, and I have my cutter on the table next to me, so I don't have to keep moving the book back and forth. But for purposes of showing you, how we're cutting together, I have to keep moving these in and out of the frame. So yeah, normally I like to set it up to the side so I don't have to keep. I just like to. Decorating the book is a little bit challenging, right? Because you have your paper on the side, you have to measure it. It's a big mess, right? So I like to spread on 2 tables to do all of that. Okay, so that is gonna be that. Now for the inside page here, maybe I can use one of the cute images. Oops, I was looking at the baby girl. So let's see, I think this one, 2 months, still little, so we're still, doing the stroller walks. I guess you do the stroller walks until year 1, but so the inside page is 6 1/2 by 7 1/4. So you know the drill. On the 7 1/4 side, we're gonna cut this at 7, and on the 6 1/2, we're gonna cut these at 6 1/4. And now we have a cute little image here to add on the inside when you open that up. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think that's good. And let's remove the tape. Okay, and then we're gonna add this Now I have the white space, so I'm just gonna continue using that leftover on this piece here, and then we'll add something else on the blank space. Okay, so that is going right there. Okay, so cute. And we need the 2-month bubble, so these are all out of order already. Okay, so let's see. So I think the 2 we can put right at the center, right? So again, I'm going to use my chipboard like that, but this time I'm just gonna cut a small piece because you only want to glue half of these, right? You want the other half to stay clear. So let's add the glue, and this will be on the top half. Okay, so that's that, and then I'm going to add the glue, and we're just gonna glue it on the top. So I'm gonna open it just in case so I don't glue it on both. And there we go. And so that way it's still lifted up, right? But now when you open this up, you won't see the chipboard on the back, right? So that opens and opens. And you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut 2 more pieces for the back since I have this left piece ready here. So let's do 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. And I'm always careful on cutting, especially on a book that has little animals. I don't like cutting the animals like on their face. So if the line happens to be there, I'm always gonna shift over a little bit. Okay, so we're just gonna add these, and just look how cute already these 2 pages look, you know, compared to all the white on the book. It's so fun to decorate a blank book. And by the way, if you don't know yet, I did open a blank book mini album club. Basically, it's a subscription, so every month I create a blank book and I send it to you. So I am currently working on the November blank book. I have all the pages ready, and it's gonna be a recipe book theme, although it doesn't have to be, but I made sure to put all kinds of pockets in place you want to do it, you know, turn it into a recipe book, a mini album, and I just can't wait can't wait to share that with you. So yeah, so check my website if you're interested on the mini album, blank mini album club. I do have some openings. I do have a max, so if there's something that you would like to do, I will link it below. But look how cute, month 1 and month 2 done, already gaining some life. So we're gonna be working on months 3 and 4, and to change it up a little bit from the blue, I'm going to be moving into the other color. And I know they have balloons, but they don't have to be first birthday, not yet. This one is so cute. Okay, oh, I love this one too. Okay, so let's see. Oh, maybe we can do this one's still like a little baby, and we have some of the background that goes with that, which is this one that goes with that. I mean, they all go with together, but let's see, just trying to match some of the colors here. So I'm just gonna keep those 3 out, and let's see, so this will be month number 3, a still little baby. So we're gonna use this one, and these measures, let's see here, 4 1/2. So this is a cascading page, so each page is a little bit bigger than the next. And so what I'm gonna do is just keep the same design, but we're gonna break it into little sections. So for the height, the page is the same, so 7.5. So we're gonna cut these at 7.25. Let me go a little bit lower here. That way I can keep most of the moon. I'm gonna cut the moon, so instead of doing that, I'm gonna cut this differently. So let me do this way first. So this will be 4.25. Okay, so right there. And now I'm going to do 7.25. Okay, and then for the next piece, I'm gonna need a 1 inch. So I'm just gonna measure here from this side 1 inch. So how do I do that? Let's do it this way. Okay, so 1 inch here, and then I'm also going to do by 7.25. Okay, so see how that continues. And the next one is also going to be 1 inch, but this time, because I want to keep the moon, I'm gonna start measuring from the top down. So now I'm gonna measure 7.25 from the top down here, like that. And then I want to make sure I can fit the moon, so I'm gonna start from the moon side. Okay, so from here I'm going to count 1 inch, like that. Okay, so just tricking the paper a little bit to be able to include everything that you want to include on your page. Okay, so there we go. So we have 1 inch, 1 inch. I'm gonna separate it so you can see it. 1 inch here, and the larger piece, right? So all together it looks like one continuous image. Now let's bring it here and let's start gluing these. So now it's gonna go right there. Okay, and then the next one is this one with the cloud. Okay, so that will go right there. And so I'm only gluing these on the edge right there. Okay, and then next we have the image with the moon. So let's add the glue and put this. There we go. And now I have the other half of the moon here, and I don't want this to be overlapping too much, so I do want to move it to the side. So I'm just gonna take a tiny bit off the edge. So let's do that. This cutter is not really good when you go like below the 1 inch. Starts acting a little bit funny. So I'm just gonna try from the other side. Right there, like that. There we go. Okay, so now I'm just going to glue this last little piece here on the edge. Okay, so there we go. So now when you close it, you see the entire beautiful image, and then this will be room for pictures, but I will add some background paper in there. And now let's add the 3-month bubble. How cute. So again, with the chipboard, let's put that. And I like to add the bubbles as I go. It helps me see, you know, how to place the next picture, the next paper, so my bubbles are not overlapping. Sometimes when we place these bubbles, they might kind of get tangled with each other when you close the book. So it's good to keep an eye on that. Okay, so let's do month 3 here, and glue. I think this will be super cute here on this side. We can put it right there, but no, that's good. 3 months. I love this page, so cute. So see, when I place the one here, then I'm placing the one, so when you close the page, they're not stuck on each other. Sometimes they do get stuck on each other, so we have to be careful with that. Okay, so now let's move on to the next page. So for this next page, I do want to add a magnet here. So let's go ahead and add a magnet. Let me get my tape. And I'm actually adding 2. So the magnets that are used are 10 by 1. I always get this question. They're not super strong, to be honest, but I always like to add 2 because I prefer to add 2 magnets than to have a bulkier magnet. So I just add 2, and then that just gives me the strength I need. All the supplies that I use are listed on my Amazon store, including the magnets, the chipboard, the tape that I use, and you know, my crafty tools and things like that. The cardstock that I use to make my books are mainly from Michaels. I like the Recollections brands. I use a combination of 65 and 110 pound cardstock to make my books. Okay, so now I'm just gonna press down on the tape, close that up. Now this top section, they're both measured the same, so these will be 5 inches, so 5 on the top, 5 on the bottom, and I'm gonna use this cute little design. So by 4 months, I think the baby is sitting, right? If I remember correctly, it's been a while, but I think by 4 months, babies are now sitting. So we're gonna cut this at 4 3/4, and we have the little sitting animals here, and this is going to be by 7 1/4. Okay, so that's gonna go there. And then I think for the back or for the bottom, I was gonna use these and just kind of mix it up a little bit with these sitting little bears over here. So cute. So this will be the same, 4 3/4. So let's take the white. So it will be 7 1/4 by 4 3/4, and I always want to be careful not to cut the bear's face off too much. So maybe I can reduce the top a little bit and then count again 4 3/4, and there we go. Okay, so at least at least we're not cutting their face in half. And now let's glue this down. Okay, so that's right there. And then I'm going to open this up, remove the tape, and add this piece right here. Okay. Then on the inside I have like a belly band, so this measures 4, so maybe I can just go ahead and use this piece, or maybe even this one. Yeah, I think this one will be good on that belly band. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut these to 7 1/4. Ready. When I have a belly band like this, instead of adding paper on the top and on the bottom like that, I rather use one long sheet throughout the entire back of the belly band. I know you won't see it, but it makes it a lot easier to get your tags in and out of that. So sometimes it's nice and convenient to use your scrap pieces, right, and just like put a little bit here and a little bit there. But then your inserts, when you're adding them, they might get stuck. So it's better to use a full sheet on the back there. Okay, so now let's put the 4-month bubble, and this page will be done. So let me add my chipboard. Okay, and again, just cutting out the corner tips, and we're gonna put the 4-month bubble. And then for the month bubble, I think I'm gonna put it either here or at the center of the bears. So cute, right? I don't want to put it too close to this side because I don't want that bubble getting stuck with these pages. As you close the book, it's better to keep it within this large space. You also don't want it to get tangled with the number 3. Okay, so again, being very careful how we place that. It's okay to put that right there. Okay, so let's close these, and if we close it like that, just making sure they won't get stuck. Okay, so that works. So those are gonna be our months 3 and 4. Look how cute this looks. I do like combining my colors, as you can see. You might notice that, but yeah, I love how this turned out, and let's move on to the next one.